What's good everyone? As you can see, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 trailer is playing in the background. I'm going to mute it when it gets to the actual trailer because it's got copyrighted music in it, or at least I think it does, and I don't want to get copyright struck. If this had come out advertising the original Modern Warfare 2, you wouldn't have been surprised, even knowing what we know in terms of how that game played. It is just like they've carbon copied it with better graphics, which I'm not complaining about, and I think there's probably a lot of interesting details that we're missing, or I'm missing from the trailer. It looks good. I want to say that it looks good. I'm a big Modern Warfare 2 fan, so you know, if you want to hand me another Modern Warfare 2, I'm not going to complain. The campaign is where I'm most interested in at the moment because the Modern Warfare 2019 was so good. That campaign was phenomenal. I'm going to hold out on pretty much everything for multiplayer until I get my hands on it, because I'm not too sure about that. Regardless though, it looks good and I'm excited to get back with the old crew. There is some things that I think Modern Warzone is posting over on Twitter, if he's not already, that we'll delve into in a little bit in terms of features, because he got an early access look at it, and I know he's put together a couple of really good articles, so we'll have a look at that in a bit. But the trailer itself, classic Call of Duty, classic Modern Warfare Call of Duty. I think this will get a lot of people hyped. I think it might leave a lot of people wanting more in an underwhelmed sense, which I guess could be worse. But at the same time, we are what, over 4 months away from release, almost 5 months away from release. I wasn't really expecting much more than this, in all honesty. But we'll have to see. Let's go see if Modern Warzone's posted anything and see what we can get from there. Okay, so Modern Warzone has posted a fair bit while that trailer has been going on, so we're going to scroll back to when he first started posting. There's one article. So, Shadow Company returns in Modern Warfare 2, but they are completely reimagined from the original. Interesting. I guess I don't hate that. We'll see. There's a lot of campaign stuff that I do want to delve into. Ghost is back, we know this. And Ricochet will be there day 1 as opposed to like day 58 like it was here. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 bolster the ability to have up to 300 AI and 100 active players on the map at any given time. I think we're mostly comfortable with the main characters, we'd like to think. The game, according to Doug, is gorgeous, and you know what? I'm inclined to agree at this point, but we'll have to wait and see, because it's all about how it plays realistically, isn't it? Here is a list of weapons that have been seen. I'm never going to get them because I just simply do not care enough to know this much about guns. Mounting returns, and holes can be shot through doors in the campaign footage we saw. We don't know if that's going to carry over, of course, into multiplayer. I'd be very surprised if it does. The only mention we heard of General Shepard, the bastard, was at the beginning of our presentation, when we were reminded that he was who formed the task force at the end of Modern Warfare 2019. I'd be surprised if they bring Shepard in. Maybe they'll bring him in for like the shock influence, but we know who he is and like how that story ends, so it's a bit weird to try and shoehorn him in, I guess. Dolphin diving returns, and sliding is still in the game. Dolphin diving is meant to be a way to traverse certain geography and primarily is an escape mechanic. Swimming is a huge part of MW2, that's bizarre. It will be coming back to Steam, as well as Battle.net. It's been like a Battle.net exclusive for the past few years now. The trailer, and there's Doug at the reveal. Let's have a look at the multiplayer details though. So essentially Infinity Ward is still going down that route of trying to support every playstyle, and they have very kindly summarised that as rushers, otherwise known as sweats, sentinels, campers, and stalkers, aka flankers, which is a bit of a... I guess you could almost put that in with the sweats, but regardless, you know, we won't dive into that too much until we know more. There's going to be a 2-map system, I guess you could call it, and there has been for a while. Battle maps for like ground war and stuff, and then core maps, which you'll see day to day in all of your rotations. Core maps, they contain the more globe-trotting locales of the different multiplayer maps. 3 of the maps are Museum, set in Spain, Grand Prix is a racetrack in Asia at night with a race still going on in the background. That's kind of cool. And Farm 18, an undisclosed training facility in an old cement factory. Traditional shoot house in the middle of the map. There is going to be swimming. It's harder to see the deeper down you swim. Ballistics are different in water. Only pistols and melee weapons can be used, but this could change. You can ADS above water, but it's shaky as you're only holding the gun with one hand. All equipment will work with water, and proximity mines will auto-deploy flotation devices and act as a mine in the water. That's quite cool. Water vehicles are also in there. Dolphin diving is back. I think dolphin diving is really funny, but maybe that's just me. Maybe that's like me from Black Ops, whenever it was, just nostalgic as hell. Ledge hanging. This mechanic will allow you to peek over a ledge you're attempting to climb or mantle. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess it's, if someone's camping at the top, it's a way to not get your head ripped off, but players can even pull themselves onto an enemy helicopter using the new ledge hang. You'll be able to mantle and ledge hang out of a parachute. Okay, that's probably quite useful then. There's going to be dynamic vehicle gameplay, including leaning out of windows, climbing on rooftops, knocking off doors, blowing out tyres, healing vehicles at gas stations. There's going to be a helicopter troop carrier with 2 side doors and a back door. There's actually quite a lot. An amphibious vehicle. All vehicles can go into water. If they're not amphibious, they won't immediately sink. They'll float for a while before they do. And then driving an ATV on or other land vehicle into water isn't ideal, but it will function realistically where the vehicle will continue to move until the wheels aren't turning fast enough to move enough water for its weight. That's quite cool, actually. There's going to be new field upgrades, a tactical camera, which works very similar to how they work in Rainbow Six Siege. Is this kind of similar to the... was it Black Ops 1? Where you could do that? Or am I faded? I feel like you could. There's a DDoS field upgrade. It's basically an EMP, okay. That's still pretty cool. Inflatable decoy field upgrade. Joy. I don't know how I feel about that. It's just going to be annoying, I think, more than anything. I'm going to be so upset when I ultimately get tricked by it. Anyway. There will also be a drill charge, which is a lethal field upgrade. You throw it on the wall, it hits the wall, screws in, and then shoots a grenade through said wall. That's a pretty good way to get rid of campers. There's going to be new game modes. Knockout is what happens when a gunfight meets core multiplayer. Oh, that could be the game mode for me. I love gunfight. There's also going to be prisoner rescue. Aims to bring breaching and sieging gameplay to Modern Warfare. I'm sensing a theme here. There'll be a new gunsmith. Ricochet will be there. There'll be a new AI system. I mean, there was a lot in there. I'll link all these down below as well, but for what you're seeing so far, I feel like they're trying to change the gameplay to still cater to that slower pace whilst giving you an out that you didn't have in Modern Warfare to get rid of campers. So like this thing here is a pretty good way to get rid of campers, but people will just learn not to sit by walls like this, won't they? Like, does it have to be on like a certain wall? Like it can only shoot through a certain wall? I think there's a lot there that could work and a lot that really couldn't. But we thought that about Vanguard with the like deployable, like the breakable walls and stuff, and it looked really cool until you realise that every single wall could be shot through. As far as the campaign goes, if I'm being honest, I'm kind of expecting more of the same. I hope it's as good as Modern Warfare 2019 because that was exceptional. Whilst the storyline's important, it's not like the be-all and end-all. I want like a fun campaign, like an engaging campaign. You know, I'm not really here for the lore of it too much. And so I think the campaign's going to be very much a try it, and that's going to be your conclusion, because you can't really anticipate a campaign without playing it. Whereas I guess with multiplayer, you can take insinuations away that you know, this is trying to get rid of campers, and this is just an EMP. This feels familiar, but I don't know why, and it kind of feels like they've just looked at Rainbow Six Siege and gone, we'll have it all, thank you very much. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts about Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 2022. I don't know what the best way to refer to it as, because when I say Modern Warfare 2, I think like the original, but maybe that'll change. Regardless, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.